Chandler, welcome to the SAINTCON hallway.
Thank you, thank you.
You have a handle.
I do have a handle.
What is said handle?
It is Control-C, Control-V.
Okay. Was this assigned, given, you gave it to yourself, self-earned, other?
Probably a combination of everything. I just kind of was copying and pasting a lot of stuff one day at work, all day at work, and I was like, you know, that's kind of a funny name for my... I think I started with GitHub and then moved it to Discord and then just kind of everywhere else in cyber.
And it's one of those that you don't really have to explain too much. It's like,
no, most people look at it, and if they're like, that looks like leet speak, what is this? Okay, yeah, copy, paste.
Not
nice.
A Control Z, like an undo?
Nope.
That's probably mine. Undo everything I'm doing. How many years have you come to SAINTCON?
This is my very first year, very first time ever being here.
Very first one. All right, what were you expecting?
Not to be overwhelmed. I am amazed how many things there are to do here. Like my ADD, my ADHD is just thriving. Everywhere I go, I'm like, there's 1,000 things. Like people, activities, everything. This is amazing.
So we're going to cover that a little bit more, but what were you expecting, right? So people are telling you about, oh, there's SAINTCON, it's a security thing, and maybe you got fed some pieces, but like, can you envision what you were expecting and you're like, I'm going to go to that?
Honestly, I kind of expected like professional plain clothes, boring, suits, tie, you know, bunch of long presentations. I was like, okay, yeah, I'll go to a conference, you know, professional conference. And then I came here and I was like, no, this is a bunch of friends. This is a good place.
And I think you're one of the more dressed up people here.
I don't know how. I don't know how it's possible. I'm glad I didn't wear my suit. I thought presentation, suit, tie, we're good to go. And then, yeah, just wearing my golf shirt and hanging out.
I mean, there are some people dressed up, but most of them are salespeople in booths and stuff. But
oh, yeah.
It's definitely not what you'd envision. But, yeah, I'm always interested, like, what do you think this is going to be? Now, you show up here. Obviously, you've mentioned it's feeding the threads of food for ADHD or ADD. And what has been the most exciting or something that you're just like, holy crap, I really love this thing?
Honestly, for me, it was soldering. Like, I've soldered, like, speaker wires, you know, automotive stuff when I'm working on projects, but I've never been like, yeah, let me build a mini badge. I had no concept of how intense the mini badges were here, and the whole, like, the badge itself is crazy. So
it's insane.
That's something I didn't think I'd hop into, and then I just sat down at a table and I looked up and I was like, oh, I've been like putting these things together for 2 hours now. What? I gotta go back to some talks or something.
Did you lose any fingerprints?
I haven't.
That's
I'm
good.
doing good.
You're elite. You got this down.
I mean, I did burn out one LED on my very first badge, and it's probably the coolest. So
got some magic smoke.
Yep, got some magic smoke, but it's all good. Part of the experience.
How did you get into, or your state of where you are of interest and working, and where are you at with hacking and cybersecurity, and what was that interest to get into it?
So I think it started, honestly, it was an accident. I feel like that's for a lot of people that find their way into cyber. I was never, honestly, a computer person at all. I was a biological engineer for the first few years of my college experience, and then I sat down in one class when I was ready to drop out. And some kid would not shut up about hacking. He's like, dude, we got this CTF we're running. It's so cool, da-da-da-da. And I went to like this little meeting, bunch of kids getting together doing it. And I was like, okay, this is cool.
Where was this meeting? We got to give a shout out to the roots of this. Where was this?
It was at Utah State University, the Student Organization for Cybersecurity. So.
And how many people were there?
Like 8,
That's
maybe. Yeah.
So he said, hey, we got to go to this thing. And he wouldn't shut up, and you're like, fine, I don't even know what a CTF is, but I guess we're going to go look at it.
Yep.
And that first meeting, something positive happened because you decided to do something else? How was that first meeting?
That first meeting was interesting. I hopped down into a world where I had no idea what was going on, but I could just start figuring it out. I mean, it's like any hard CTF you get into, and for me, I mean, the first problem I faced was like, I don't know what's going on. And you get into it, and you start piecing it together and figuring it out. And I was like, this is addicting. Like, I'm just learning more and more and putting this together and going through it. So, I don't know.
Was there a single person there that shared something that enlightened you that we got to give credit to? Who's this kid that forced you in there? That seems like that has value.
His name is Dylan Smith. He's not even in cybersecurity anymore. Honestly,
better.
he just had another friend of a friend rope him into it, and it snowballed from there. But I mean, without him, I wouldn't be here. So
Yeah, thanks, Dylan.
Yep.
Appreciate it.
Shout out to Dylan.
And are you taking any of the biological stuff and applying? You do any biohacking? You have any thoughts on that, or that's just old and I don't care about that? We're now onto the hacks.
I think we're pretty far past it. I thought about doing some stuff with that at first, and then I came into a position with my mentor, and just, I don't know if it's him just trying to shape me and condition me, and it worked really successfully. But like I'm all into cyber threat intelligence now, and that's where I live and breathe. So probably won't go back to anything bio related.
No, yeah, all intel.
Yep.
All the APTs in the countries and tracking on that.
Exactly.
That's great. What is something that gets you excited? Like, what's a project you're working on that you're just excited about?
Oh man, what to pick? I've got a lot of work projects, which are, I mean, it's harder to get excited about sometimes. You're like, oh, I have to do this. I've got a deadline.
Or I get to, but I get paid for it, so it's sitting over there.
Yep, exactly. Side projects is that little small club that we started, well, that he kind of brought me into. I've just been pouring my heart and soul into that, getting students into cyber. Like, if I came from having no idea about cybersecurity and zero interest to being like, okay, I love this, I want to tell more people, I've just been spending a lot of time with some really good dedicated students building up that community, and we've got a really large engagement group at Utah State now. We got like 25 pretty competent people competing currently in different CTFs and competitions, and then most of our meetings pull up to like 60 students. So we're making waves up there. It's exciting. That's kind of what I've been pouring my free time into, is just making sure other students are getting that opportunity, getting connected to the cyber community, understanding like, you know what? It's huge. It's a huge field. What are your talents? What are your interests? You can probably find a home in cyber, and somebody needs you out there. Yeah.
So in 5 years from now, what do you want to be doing?
What do I want to be doing? I don't know. Like, I'm just picturing like a beach, Barbados, something like that. No, I don't know. Everyone dreams of saving the world. I don't know if I'll be at the point where I'm saving the world, but I just really want to be happy with the work I'm doing. Like, I feel like I'm on a good track right now, working in threat intelligence, and I just want to make sure I stay focused on, work's good, but do I have that other balance with the rest of my life? Like, am I keeping everything together? I don't know. I dream of going like Apple and Google, but at the same time, California or DC, like Utah's home. It'd be hard to leave, so we'll see where it takes me. But I mean, I feel like the sky's the limit at this point. Chasing each other. So
you're now the one in everybody else's ear saying CTF, CTF, CTF.
I am. I pressure a lot of kids into it, even if they're like, I'm not sure. Like, I kind of like these things. I'm like, no, you're gonna love this. Let's do it. And they get in there and they're like, yeah, this is sick. Let's do it.
How often do you guys meet?
We meet every single week.
You're pulling 60 every week?
We pull 60 about twice a month for our bigger speakers. We network and interface with a bunch of different professional connections, bring people in. But every other week, it's 30 to 60 people. Yeah.
Get them all out there to DC 435?
That's the goal. I mean, I have night classes, so I'm working full time and then doing full time school. So like Thursday night, I got an in-person class like 4 to 7. So I got to get down there. I've missed you guys, but yeah, I haven't made it this semester. I need to start bringing the tribe with me. Start packing the room.
Yeah, we got some people there. Feel free to leverage us if you need stuff.
Absolutely.
If somebody wanted to come and talk to Control-C, Control-V, and you don't happen to be in their ear yelling CTF, 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 but maybe they don't know you or they're shy, what's something that you enjoy doing that maybe they might have common ground with you?
Outside of like cyberspace, you mean in cyber stuff? Dude, I said it in my talk earlier, but like motorcycles, I'm a motorhead. I've built so many dirt bikes. I'm actually a really big outdoors person. Like, depending on the season, it changes my entire my personality. So skiing and snowboarding in the winter, got to get out there and enjoy it all the way through. Like, I do rock climbing and trail running and motocross, dirt bikes, like all year, man.
It's too bad we have no outdoors in Cache Valley.
I know. It's really sad. We just live in a concrete jungle, not a single beautiful mountain in sight.
So what's the personality right now? You are cold, snow-capped, but no real snow and maybe too cold for some things. What is it at the moment?
Dude, right now is like that bad phase when the caterpillar's going into its cocoon. It's just sitting there like, oh, what do I do? I mean, we get out there and ride, but then like a day like this, you're getting snowed
Muddy.
on, which it just sucks. Like, it's one of those bad, good memories, you know, with the friends. And then, yeah, just waiting for enough snow to actually enjoy some snow sports.
Staring at the top of the mountains, getting white, and just waiting for more.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the worst situation to be in. Like, sometimes I should focus on some of the other things in life, you know, spend some free time on maybe studies or work or other projects. So it's probably good for me, you know, a little forced balance before I go back to being just crazy running around all day.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate you speaking here at SAINTCON. We
Thank
appreciate what you're doing for the community and trying to raise up 40, 60 people and constantly helping people get into this industry. I think that's a real value, and you shouldn't underplay the significance of that. Because at your age, you're already mentoring and leading up at a massive level that most people wait until they're senior and then turn around and look back. That's real value. It's to be commended.
Thank you.
And thank you for joining us in the SAINTCON hallway, and hope to see you here next year.
Absolutely. This is going to be part of my my yearly routine. I'm looking forward to this.